Welcome to my mind. My mind, just for a little taste, is here, there, everywhere. It wants to be inside and outside. It wants to do, because there's just not enough time. My mind, it researches, it delves deep into, let's go down that rabbit hole and let's go down that one. But at the same time, it's able to keep track of this and over here and over there and there, and it's trying to take care of everyone, everywhere. It wants to make sure everybody's comfortable, because at the same time, it knows what it feels like to be uncomfortable. So at the same time as trying to make other people comfortable, sometimes it compromises, and then I get really upset with myself because of it. My mind wants to feel good, but sometimes it wants to be right. So I have to discern and I have to learn what is right for me and what is right for my mind. Delving into my mind can be quite risky, because sometimes it thinks it's above the heart. See, the head is supposed to observe and honor the heart, not try to rule over it. But quite often the heart is very compassionate, loving, and serving. So it tends to let that mind go on its crazy track. It's like the Tasmanian devil. You know, you ever seen Looney Tunes? You go watch that Tasmanian devil. It makes a mess wherever it goes. Well, the mind can do a very good job of that as well, and I know my mind. Do you know yours? That's just a little taste of what goes on in my head. My head can go into so many different directions. And the thing is that I am the worst, hardest critic on myself, and that when it's somebody else tries to point something out to me, which technically is unnecessary for any of us to do to anyone, because 9 times out of 10, your mind's already thinking of it, knowing about it, and aware of whatever it is you feel a shortcoming is, or that you're upset about something. So somebody else coming in and poking and provoking and pointing it out is more salt in the wound. So just as we have these overactive minds, we also sometimes will use it to do the same to others that we're already doing to ourselves. This is something I have found. The mind is overactive. It's crazy. It just wants to be busy because it's afraid. It fears annihilation. It fears it won't exist anymore. But we need to get out of our minds. Not go out of our minds and get crazy, but we need to step back and utilize it for the blessings and the advantages, the gifts that it brings. See, when we talk about ego, one of the things that I have found is that ego is not a bad thing. The ego is there to serve you. And how many of us are willing to allow it to work for the benefit versus the way it's been trained? So this is the theme for today. It's about the mind. How overactive is your mind? I want to hear from you. I want to know, what do you do to work with it? There's so many tools, there's so many tips, and I'm just going to share a few that work for me. When my mind starts to get out of control, the first most important thing I found is to go, oh, there's that thought. I confront it. Is that necessary? Is it kind? How is it serving me? Because it's quite powerful if you fixate on a thought, that you will manifest it. And sometimes it's so unconscious or so deep in your subconscious, you don't even realize that belief system, that filter, perception, perspective is even there, because you've been so habitual and conditioned that it's just like your skin. It's another layer and it just exists there for you. But we have to kind of cleanse it all out. We have to clean the mind out. The mind, it's just like anything else, healthy cleaning, right? You take a shower, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, maybe you even clean out your eyes. The mind needs the same thing too. That's why I meditate. That is the whole purpose of meditation. Meditation is for cleaning out the garbage pit of the mind. It's to clear out all the garbage that comes through. In Kundalini Yoga, we use a lot of arm exercises, so it comes out in the sweat, right? That's one of the things that Yogi Bhajan said, you should sweat at least 10 minutes a day. In that respect, sweating gets out the toxins. We know that from the healthy side of the body, the physical. Well, the mind has to do exactly the same. However it comes out, we don't want to fixate and ruminate over the past. We want to have a clean slate. And when I meditate first thing in the morning, that's what I give myself the gift of. A clean slate. Let's start fresh. I sat with the crap that came up so that I didn't have to vomit it out on anybody else. It's not an easy task, I'm telling you right now. Sitting with the garbage, sitting in it, forcing yourself sometimes is the best thing you could do. Even when you say, I don't have time, I don't feel like it. That's the mind. That's not the heart. It's the rationalization, because that mind is so tricky. It will convince you of all sorts of distractions and things to reach for instead of the one thing that will benefit you the most and bring you the most joy. I'm a subscriber. I know my distractions. I know when I go to reach to eat something, I stop myself and ask, am I really hungry? Or what am I avoiding that I want to soothe with something in my mouth? And when I do that, I have to really be conscious, and it takes practice. I'm going to tell you, my personal practice is daily, is momentary, it's second to second. I have to catch my mind when I wake up in the morning. Which way is it going? How is it driving me? Am I jumping into something from last night? Am I ready to delve into something that I know will serve? Or am I stuck in something that was bugging me? And so, here are some tips on how to work with the mind that I use. Mantra. Mantra is amazing, right? There's a gatka. You can use the mantra, and a gatka is, it cuts through the negativity. We're not talking about, oh, I see a problem that needs solving. We're talking about ruminating over something that is holding you back. Maybe you're fixated on something a girlfriend did, and you're just in that space, and you're judgmental, or a partner or a family member. Whatever that is, you can use a gatka so that you get yourself out of it. Because the gatka, the mantra, it cuts through the mind in such a way that whatever thoughts were there don't drop into your subconscious and unconscious and create more of those old patterns and sufferings. That's huge. So a simple gatka could be Sat Nam, which is truth is my identity, a simple mantra. But one to really truly cut through negativity is Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad, Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad. And it's actually playing in the background. Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad, Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad. It reverses it. And if your mind is going out of control in a crazy tailspin, it gives you the opportunity to just focus in on that. You can also focus in on the breath. If you're truly in the moment and mindful, whether it's a mantra, whether it's the breath, whatever it is, that's actually meditation. This meditation is single-minded focus. So when you focus on the breath, and you feel it in all of your body, and you recognize where it enters, when it escapes and exhales, the breath. That is your life force. That is your prana. That is what drives your soul, your physical being. It is the essence of you. And if you ever wondered how loved you were, just remember, you don't even have to think about breathing. You're given the breath of life without thought. You don't even have to think about it. But when you become mindful of it and you are present with it, that in itself will slow down the mind, right? I like to say, If you can master your breath, you can master your mind, and you'll master your life. And if we have blocks in our lives, the only way to get through those blocks is to work with the mind, because the mind is the only thing that blocks us from doing, receiving, getting, experiencing anything. I also love to get out in nature. For me, I have to move. Get out in fresh air, walk. It's the simplest thing you can do. Just get up from wherever you are, go outside. Even if it's raining, a little rain never hurt. That'll cleanse you, it'll wash away. The negative ions are really good. It's healthy to breathe in. An inversion, get upside down, right? Like, seriously, you can't change your perspective or your view any better than getting upside down. Whether it's your back is on the floor and your legs are up the air, on a wall. Hang your body, fold over. It's a beautiful experience because you'll see everything differently physically. And it allows the blood to rush to the brain. It also drains out the lymphatic system. Lots more benefits than just getting out of your head, right? I love it, I love it. So, last but not least, drink water. Water. When we're emotional, we become commotional. And that means we're imbalanced because water rules what? Emotion, fluidity, again, the mind. So take a deep breath, ask yourself, maybe I'm dehydrated because I'm getting out of my balance. And it'll track that mind a little bit better once you've hydrated. So physical, emotional, and mental, it's all connected. It's all related. And one can actually mess up the other if it's out of balance. Journaling, can't stress enough if you write it down. It's very cathartic, and when you start, it could just pour on out. You may find yourself inspired in another direction you didn't even know was there. And that in itself is meditative. Mind is really juicy, actually. I love my mind. With all its craziness, there's nothing wrong with it. I just want to know, how do you work through with your mind when something comes up that you find yourself so fixated on, it drives you crazy? Let me know. I want to hear what you have to say, what it is that you do, and tell me about your mind. I want to hear. What's it like? And let's read off a nice card and see how this day will unfold. The mind is so juicy, I'm just telling you. This, there's so much it can be there for benefit and support, and you really just have to have a little humor and a little trust and faith that the mind is there to serve you. And whatever comes up, even if it's something you don't want to think about and you're frustrated by, it just means you're meant to confront it and work with it, not against it. Again, what you resist persists, and that even exists in the mind. So, and this is so apropos, right? I love it, love it, love it. All right, you'll find what you seek, and that is the mind. The mind is really, really good, and that's when the mind likes to be right. It'll say, hey, see, I knew that. Didn't I tell you? Does your mind do that? I know mine does. It goes, see, I told you so. You know, if something were going to go wrong, we used to say it was Murphy's Law. No, that's your mind. You're just fixated. And what you'll find is what you seek. So where attention goes, energy flows. If you've ever suddenly found and been loved by someone amazing, awesome, fun, and fantastic, chances are astronomical you will again. If you haven't yet found such a person, chances are astronomical you will. It's up to you, the universe. It's all sorts of good, juicy tidbits in life. Just be present for it instead of fixating on what isn't working or whatever is going on up in this crazy monkey mind. So I love you. Have an amazing day. And try to stay out of that mind. Watch it.